Hey everybody, this video is all about how do you get started investing in real estate? What's the easiest way for regular everyday people to get involved with real estate? Because that's the big question. How is it that you can actually get to a point where you can own a rental property? This video is not going to go into tons about all of the benefits of real estate, but here are some of them right off the bat. First of all, real estate. When you buy and hold real estate, that income that you earn or that return on your investment is called passive income, which means it's not subject to self-employment tax. It's not taxed as income like you would from a W-2 job, right? So you don't pay self-employment taxes on it. The second thing is when you invest and buy and hold real estate, whether you're doing short-term Airbnb, VRBO stuff, or even long or more traditional rentals, you get to use what's called depreciation. So you take that income that you make every year, you take the value of the property that's not the land, and you get to divide that by either 27 and a half years or 39 years. And you take that annual amount and you get to write that off or depreciate that on a depreciation schedule against the income that you earned, which is beautiful. So long story short is you don't pay all of that taxes. Now, at the end of the life of that investment, you have to do some particular things to make sure you don't get what's called recapture, but I'm telling you, it's tax advantaged in two ways there. The third thing is you can do what's called a cost segregation and fast forward even more of that write-off. So the whole idea is there's just tons of write-offs, but here's the best thing is that real estate can be one of the best small businesses you start. Now, I've got two clients that are involved in this. So I want to give them both a shout out. We have theduplexdoctors.com and Side by Side Realty, which is sidebysidere.com. Both of these folks work here in the Twin Cities and they specialize in helping people get started in real estate investments. Now, how is it that you can do this, right? I'm going to tell you, I didn't learn about this until a little bit later in life. And boy, if you're a first-time home buyer or you're in your 20s, this is what you want to hear. In fact, if you're 17 or 18 years old, this tip right here is going to help you be on a path to financial freedom. And I truly mean it. If you do the right things over the next couple of years, you're going to be in position to do some amazing things. So the easiest way to get started in real estate investing is to start with an owner-occupied small multifamily property. So start with a small multifamily property, and these are duplexes or side-by-sides, triplexes, and quadplexes. So why are these so great? Well, those types of properties enjoy one major benefit, and that's that you can do what's called an owner occupancy, where you would own it, you would occupy one of the units, and you would rent the rest of it out. Well, you can do that with an apartment, but with 4, 3, and 2 unit housing, you can use traditional financing. You can use a regular mortgage. You can use, in fact, there's government program mortgages that you can actually use, which are absolutely amazing. Because you know what this means? This means that if you are looking for your first townhome, or if you're looking for a small place for you to live in, maybe instead of investing into that townhome or that small first place, what you do is you decide to pull up your bootstraps a little bit and you look at a duplex. Now, there's a number of things, and I tell you what, talk to the duplex doctors or sidebysidere.com. I'm going to overtly push them because they do a great job. I'm going to call them out. They know all the financiers. They know all of the great ways to get involved in this. But here's the beauty of it is you can use regular down payments like you would for a normal house, which is absolutely insane. So here's what this looks like. When you buy a normal house, if you put 10% down, that's kind of a standard mortgage amount, right? That would mean you have no PMI, but there's all these different government programs, or if you buy a house in a certain area, or if you're in a certain financial situation, or maybe you are a veteran, or if you're in these farm areas, they have these programs where you can have smaller down payments. You can put down as much as 0% or 3.5% or 5%. Obviously, the more you put down, the better of a financial deal it is for you. But you can use those traditional mortgages to buy a duplex, live in one side, rent the other side out, and then you know what happens? Your mortgage is free. you have a home that's getting paid by other people paying for it. So that's the major benefit, is that you can essentially live rent-free. Now, here's why that's such a great way to get started. Because you're not making a ton of money, you might find properties that will cash flow really well and pay for themselves and then some. But remember, you've got all these paper tax deductions. You've got things that can create even losses if you want when you do real estate properly, or depending on the property that you have. Now, owner occupying is a great first step because you can use these traditional mortgages to get started, but all of those mortgages usually have a rule that after the first year of being there, you can go somewhere else. So here's a great game plan that you could do if you wanted to. Now, you got to make the decision, because every time you do this, you have closing costs which add up. But a great game plan would say, I'm going to buy a duplex or a triplex. Here's a little tidbit. Your mortgage approval, if you get approved for maybe $180,000 or $220,000 or whatever that is for a traditional home, if you choose to buy a duplex, the underwriter of the mortgage will, generally speaking, see and consider the incoming rent and allow you to buy more home. So you can actually buy a little bit more home than usual if you choose to buy a duplex. So remember, you can buy more real estate the more units you have out. Now, there's kind of an equation that works out there, and obviously you don't want to outrun your headlights and buy too much property, but it's an easy way to start. But you buy that, you rent out the other side, you save up cash for your next down payment, and then what you do is you step out of that property and you find another duplex to buy. Now, when you step out of that property, if you were paying $1,000 a month for your own rent, only a certain percentage, like 70% or 80% of that incoming rent that's going to be there gets counted as income. So what can happen is as you replace yourself with renters, your lender will only consider a smaller portion of their income as covering it. So you'll still need to be making enough income for a lender to say, hey, this is a good idea. But I tell you what, if you want to get involved in real estate, if you want that first step, instead of buying a townhome or a condo or something like that, look at duplexes, triplexes, and quads, and get involved in small multifamily housing. Start saving up for a down payment. That can be one of the best small businesses to get involved in. I'm Rob Satcham. I hope that helps you. Have a good one.